Hello, everyone, and welcome to part 11, or no, not 11, part 12 of Beam Saber the Cenotaph. I am your host and GM for this evening, and also the creator of Beam Saber, Austin Ramsey. You can find me on Twitter at notanin, and my pronouns are he and him. If you'd like to support the further development of Beam Saber financially, you can do so at patreon.com/Austin Ramsey. And if you want to find the rules and everything connected to Beam Saber, you can find that at tinyurl.com/Beam Saber. Tonight, I am joined by Takuma.
Hey, I'm Takuma. I'm a little sick today, so excuse my volume and sniffling, etc. My Twitter is at Takuma_Okada_. My pronouns are they, them. And yeah, you can find stuff on my Twitter. Games, music, fun stuff.
Very good. Also joined by Sasha.
Hi, I'm Sasha. You can find me on Twitter at Sasha_Renell, and you can find all my game dev stuff at tcabbage.
Thank you. And Ray.
Hello, I am Ray. You can find me on Twitter at RayRayTheGayGay. And because I have very little regard for my public image, you can also find me on Tumblr at cultivating-saplings. Because look, I never use Twitter. Let me be shamelessly self-promoting. I use they, them pronouns. And
Promote away. This is the plug portion of the show. And also joined by Sean.
Hi everybody, I'm Sean. My pronouns are he and him, and you can find me right behind you. On Twitter at Hyena Spots, spelled with a Z. Yeah.
Thank you so much, all of you, for joining me here on this exciting funeral action-filled session. So, last we left our heroes, I'm going to take us over to the play screen so we can get into it, because there are a number of clocks. There's a whole lot of clocks. But at least one of them is almost filled, and filling that one is a good one. So, the clocks we have active are Tusser Bloodless Heartbird, which is the rival clock for Spade's rival. And once that is filled, Tusser will no longer be an obstacle to the squad. Next up we have the Irritate. Oh, that's also a 8 tick, and it is 3 ticks filled. Next up is another 8 tick, which is 7 ticks full, and that's Irritate the Wrights, which is getting them to do something which they will regret doing. And then we have another 8-tick clock, which has no ticks in it, which is to excommunicate the Wrights, which, to complete, you need to fill the Irritate the Wrights clock first. The excommunication one can fill up to 7 ticks, but it will not get that 8th one unless irritating them has been completed. And then we have the humiliation clock, which is 6 ticks, which is, if I recall correctly, measuring how much of y'all make an ass of yourselves. And then below that there is the excommunicate the Cenotaph clock, which is what the Wrights are working towards, because they had a similar idea to you after y'all sunk their cathedral. And that has 1 tick out of 8 completed.
There is no evidence and no witnesses for what happened there.
Yes, you made sure there were no witnesses.
Oh my god.
Okay. So, last we left our heroes, y'all were in a library in Blessed Harbor. This place smells of paper and dust. It's got that nice sort of vanilla-y scent that paper has, which is a rare scent in this setting, as there's not a whole lot of paper books. Most data is recorded electronically. And there's also the smell of hors d'oeuvres, as serving staff who are also members of the March of Saints move about the crowd of mourners who have come to pay their last respects to Saint Gertrude, patron of archivists, here in this library, in her favorite library. What else is going on? Y'all were approached by Castle Kim, an agent of the Breath of Faith, and they said that they had an eye on the lot of you, and they were keeping a close eye on the conflict between y'all and the Wrights. But they also weren't interfering at this time.
We got Scratch to give us the data from that data cache we got from Saint Gertrude's Avi.
Yeah, and what was inside of that?
I can't remember.
It's got a really cool name. It's the something engine.
The Sovereignty Engine.
The Sovereignty Engine, thank you. That the Saints have been looking for this whole time?
It's not the blueprints for that, or even where it's located. It's the address of the designers of the Sovereignty Engine.
That's a lot, though.
Do we know what the Sovereignty Engine is?
No.
Does anyone?
Maybe.
Well, I want to... Okay, so I think that Gertrude, AI Gertrude...
who is now hanging out in your cloak.
Yeah. I think that she said last session was that she couldn't tell us anything we didn't already know. But now we know more, so I want to ask about those things that we know. Be like, hey Gertrude, we have all these files that we just got cleared for. I mean, technically we did. Scratch gave them to us, but like, can you expound on these at all?
I'll have to see the files that you were cleared for, so that I don't accidentally give you anything that I have that was given to me by me that's you don't have clearance for.
Yeah, do your thing. I'll allow that. I'll do that digital thing where I add Gertrude to the GDoc or whatever.
Okay. So Spade.
Uh-huh.
You can see, because of AR echoes and emoji, that Gertrude and Scratch, who's also hanging out in your cloak, are having an extended discussion about what it means to have an appearance as a digital entity.
Oh.
And I don't know, is that something that you would find perhaps distracting?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I'm gonna sit at that table, and I don't have anything to add, but I want to listen in.
Okay. I think that the conversation is moving very quickly, as would be expected. And so you're going to be rather distracted and unable to act for the next while.
Alright.
If that's alright with you.
Spade is just like chin handsing at this whole thing. Just...
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. I think you even miss when Gertrude, like, sends you a ping of, like, expanded or the information that she's able to share now.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we will come back to that. But in the meantime, our demon was going through the crowd and literally and figuratively stepping on the toes of the Wrights of the Ascent to try and upset them. Doing a damn fine job. Pitchfork
right.
and Tower, you two were just kind of hanging out. if I recall correctly, or is that...
That's right, but I have a thing I want to do, if that's okay.
Yeah.
I think I was also doing the toe stepping thing.
Right, you were assisting Demon.
I was standing around awkwardly. But I think I want to, like, duck out the back on the pretense of, like, just, like, going out to get some air.
Yeah, sure.
And then I want to use, is this a thing I can mark off? Give me a second, I'm sorry. Boop, 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 boop.
And y'all
Just
have
like-
light loads.
Yeah, I mean, I could just mark off a throat mic transceiver.
Yep.
This, and just sort of go like.
You cut out
Good
right.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I'm just gonna sort of like go like out the back somewhere a little bit secluded. Like I think I've got like a fantasy cigarette / vape. Look, I'm honoring Demon here.
I'm so proud of you.
It's not a real vape, don't worry.
Wow. Okay.
But I am.
Is it like the Popeye candy equivalent of like a
Yes.
vape?
Yes. Exactly. It's like that spray, that sour spray candy you get,
Okay.
but in vape.
Alright. We are now 2 layers removed from cigarettes.
Yes. And I think I want to ask the rest of y'all how you feel about this might not be a route to getting them excommunicated, but like it can look pretty incriminating if the Wrights are at the funeral of Saint Gertrude, while the information they're looking for is there. And there's a potential for making it look like they are only here for the information, as opposed to sort of honoring her memory, I guess. I'm bad at phrasing things, but, you know? Like, make them look like shitheads. Make them look like they're doing what we're doing.
To be clear, I don't know that anyone other than Spade has the information about this sovereignty engine.
Okay. Yeah, sorry.
That's okay. I'm pretty sure that Koz said something to the effect of, "It's important, I'll tell you later," and then just didn't say anything.
Sorry about that.
That's all right.
This week has been long.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
so
mean,
scrap that.
I mean, you can still sort of float the idea and just sort of make it less
Yeah.
specific.
Yeah, I think I don't really know how to phrase it exactly, but just sort of the idea of like make them look like they're here for non wholesome reasons. Like, if any of y'all have something we could use for that, that would be A+. I don't know. That would be good. It's like, right now we don't have a lot to go on making them look bad. So unless we want to wait for one of us to, like, I don't know, get murdered by them or whatever, we don't really have a lot to go on getting them kicked.
A church is basically a like forum, right? Or chat room.
Yep. Mods? That's what the Celestial Myriad worships, the mods.
Are any of us capable of planting evidence on a person?
I'm sneaky as shit.
Okay.
But I think I'm gonna need some evidence to plant.
Well, that's fine. I am thinking if I have like essentially like a burner Palm computer or something of the sort, with, say, incriminating information on it, like, say, direct involvement with the hyenas against the myriad. We could plant that on a member of the Wrights.
That sounds like an idea.
I'd be down with that, but it would have to be planted in a place where where it would be like easily found enough that it would be found without looking sloppy or like it was placed. You know?
Yeah.
So I think that's the thing. Yeah. We might not be able to get that done here and now. We might have to wait until there's a different circumstance that we can take advantage of. If we want to go that route. Which I am down for. I am down for, planting incriminating evidence on church people. But, I need a little bit more help with the planning on that than just, put this in someone's pocket, because, it's a bad look.
Well, then we make an anonymous call.
I don't think anything is anonymous here. In my experience, anyway.
If only we had a hacker. Curses.
Don't do this to me.
So, Tower, you are outside of the archives, correct? Outside of the library?
Yeah, I've stepped out a back door or something, and I'm taking a candy smoke break.
Okay. Demon and Pitchfork. Tusser comes up to you, and she says,
Yeah.
"Where are your two companions? It's time to move the casket."
They were just here. I'm sure they're just around the corner or something. Let me see if I can get in touch. Yeah, I'll also mark a thermite transceiver.
Do we all just have matching chokers? Is that what these are?
That's really cute. I like it.
I was going to say throat mic transceivers. They're very practical and very useful. They're also pretty shady. Because I'm not saying you can't have it, and I'm not saying you can't have a high collar or something on your outfit. Just that
Just
if
use
you're
a smartphone.
No, it's not like a smartphone.
No, I'm saying use a smartphone.
Oh, okay.
Call me.
Alright. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna... Do we have a group chat?
Probably.
Assuredly.
Yeah.
Spade, Tower, the thing's about to start. They need you to carry the thing. Where are you? Three
I
question
think-
marks?
Okay. I mean, I think I get that, and instead of responding, I just walk back into the room. Yeah. Okay. Time to do our jobs and move a dead body.
Spade.
Yep, just, okay, alright. Oh man, I put I can't even, okay, so what Spade does, even though this doesn't actually do anything, is Spade drops a bookmark in the conversation. I want to come back and hear the rest of this. The bookmark isn't attached to anything. So, yeah, Spade, hurries back. Still looks extremely distracted, but also sort of interrupts Gertrude. Is hey, it's time for the thing. Are you ready for this?
Oh, yes. What is my part in my funeral? I'm confused.
Technically, alright, well, technically, no one knows that you're here. Technically, you're an observer. But I do kind of want to give you a chance to talk to Tusser. So my plan is, I'm going to pick a spot in the pallbearing that is near Tusser, and then put you on the call, per se, and then y'all can do what you need to.
I see. I've had many conversations with Tusser. She's very familiar and is a lovely woman.
Your words, not mine. That's for sure.
All right, well, when you add me to the conversation, I will contact her.
Okay. I don't know that she would hearken well to knowing that we have the information that we have. So, assume that she doesn't know, because I'm pretty sure she doesn't. And if you could just do the same fun stonewalling you've done with me to her, that would be great. Thank you.
I mean, how well would she react to anyone having the information we have?
Pretty bad. Pretty bad. I feel like pretty bad.
I see. I'll hold on to the information unless she has the clearance.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
All right. And so you go to the coffin?
Yeah, straightening at my coat and whatnot.
Okay.
It's go time, so.
There are 6 people here to carry the coffin. The 2 of you, of course, and then there are 2 members of Saint Gertrude's cult. Perhaps the last 2. And then the other 2 are Senior Kin Arrow Slide.
Fuck.
And of course, Tusser.
Oh, this should go well.
We've made some choices here.
So the 2 remaining cultists, they carry at the front, and then it's Tusser and Spade on the left, and Senior Kin and Tower on the right. And they all pick up the coffin. The grand doors of the library open onto the marble, gold, and wood of Blessed Harbor. It's a not quite bright sunny day, but there's enough sunlight to make it a pleasant day. And before you is the street that will take you to the promenade leading to the central cathedral. And even here on this side street, there are a number of people. And you start walking, unless you have anything to say about that.
Where's the good bishop in all this?
Bishop Finmal is chatting with Castle Kim and some other, I guess, clergy of the Myriad. And they're looking like they're getting prepared to leave in at some point. I believe you would know this from your itinerary with the bishop that they are taking, or that the group are taking like basically a VIP ground vehicle to the cathedral ahead of the procession. Normally,
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
No, nothing.
Normally, the procession would be consisting of the saint's coffin and the pallbearers, and the saint's cult, who would be carrying the various reliquaries for the cult. But there's not a whole lot left of Gertrude's cult. It's just the two cultists at the front. So no one is carrying the various holy items of the cult. They're too busy carrying their saint.
Hey. Who killed Gertrude again? That was Lady Elrith, supposedly?
Yes.
Okay.
Along with most of the cult.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
Guys.
Huh? Yes?
Okay, Ray, before you explode.
Look, don't do this to me. Okay, so Lady Elrith fucked up the village that the Wrights of the Ascent were making a church in, and they did not take any action to repair the damage by Lady Elrith, and in fact were working against the people going in to assist. You know, that's a bad look when Lady Elrith is the person who killed the person whose funeral you're at.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Could be taken as collusion.
That's not bad.
Yeah, that is
pretty not
good.
bad. Good going, Ray.
Oh, we're bad people. We're bad.
We are. They were bad people first. It's fine.
Oh no, they weren't. They were not.
Let me believe they were bad people first.
Ray, an eye for an eye and the whole world would be blind.
Or everyone gets eye patches.
Yes, everyone's a pirate.
2 eye patches.
Double eye patches.
Double the
Yes.
pirate.
Yes, exactly. You're just a double pirate.
Well, we've established in this setting that there are cybernetic eyes, so...
It works out.
Okay.
An eye for an eye, and the stock of cyber eye goes up.
Invest in cyber eyes. Alright. So goofy. Okay.
Okay. I don't know what the order of operations should be here. I think that what I want to do is I want to, as a gesture of good faith, right? I want to offer Gertrude's AI to Tusser, being like, hey, we found this out in the Broken Bank. She's an AI, she belonged to Gertrude. Also, like, she's...
I think this might be a conversation we have to have.
Yeah. I was talking through my ideas and then it sort of swilled into the scene, so... yeah, as a gesture of good faith, we found Gertrude's AI wandering around near where she fell, and I wanted to make sure that she got back to you. So I'm gonna put her on, and you can talk. And I do that, and I feel like it looks like I have it so that like I'm on a call between me and Tusser, over AR. I'm trying to keep it as private as possible, so it's just Gertrude and Tusser talking.
Okay. Alright. So I think... I'm just trying to think, because, like, if you're doing this in, like, a private, like, voice communication... I think that it would probably go, like, straight to Tusser's proxy, because Tusser would be, on, like, do not disturb, because she's kind of busy.
She's not that busy.
So you immediately, like, get back Tusser's proxy sending you a voice reply, which is, I'm busy being a pallbearer. I can't take your call right now. And judging by the sender, You shouldn't be sending me messages either. What are you doing, Spade?
This is important, and trust me in that I don't want to be like around you any more than I have to be. So this is the right time to do it, as far as I'm concerned. And I think I like turned my head and I say this to Tusser, who is behind me.
No, Tusser's ahead of you.
Oh, okay. Then I say this like out loud to her. You're gonna want to take this call.
Okay, you need to make a roll because Tusser is very much disinclined to take a call from you while you were supposed to be carrying her girlfriend's coffin.
I'm doing that. That's what we're doing. Like, we're in it. I'm not
In it to win it.
not doing that. All right, so I'm gonna say that's this way.
That's fair.
I need her to take this call, so I'm gonna push myself.
To be clear, you have a risky position, and normally this would be limited effect because Tusser is 4 tiers above you, but because you're offering Gertrude's proxy, you get standard effect.
Sweet. Yeah, I'm just gonna get another d6 on that, so that's 2d6.
These don't roll shitty.
Oh,
That's what I did.
that's a 3. Okay. So, I'm just gonna tick up that humiliation clock. 2 ticks.
Why? What goes wrong?
So, Tusser, you can just tell by her body language, like she tenses up when you start trying to speak to her, like saying that she should take the call. And then you can see her like, because you're looking for it, you can see her giving subvocal commands to someone or something. Then her proxy says, "This is a completely inappropriate time. Your disregard for this holy protocol has been noted and is being forwarded to Bishop Finmal."
Aw,
Come on.
don't tell the teacher. God damn it.
Jesus.
I can't resist that because I have 1 stress left.
Oh
So
no.
bad.
I would like to resist this consequence.
Thank you.
Okay, how are you protecting Spade from this consequence?
I think, how does Bishop Finmal get this information?
It'll just be forwarded to his proxy. I think that you and Pitchfork are probably also in the limo that is carrying the VIPs as you're here for security for the bishop.
Oh, okay, because my plan was to, like, approach before Bishop Finmal was able to, like, check that and just distract him with, like, hey, could we get in this limo, you know, with you? But yeah, no, I mean, in the limo, I can just be like, so, Bishop Finmal, tell me some... Like, I basically make him forget about it, or, like, put it off until a convenient time down the road, you know?
Okay. All right.
That's a way to do it.
Yeah. What do you want to roll? What should that be?
Resolve. I'm chatty.
Yes, that is true. The chattiness does fall under resolve.
Okay, so... hold on 1 second. Resist. Resolve. 3 dice.
Ooh.
A 6.
Nicely done.
Incredible.
No stress. Okay.
Whew.
So, the bishop will get that email later. But not now, and it'll come at a time when it is not so important, either because the clock's already been filled or there are bigger matters at hand.
Hey, Gertrude, you should call.
Yeah, I think I see
You know
like
our
on.
number.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're good. I think I see like on the AR echoes, like the message coming through or something. You know, it's just like, oh no, that's let me.
That's a bad look.
So something that I wanted to bring up actually is that the description for AR echoes will be changing with the next version, just slightly to make it a bit clearer as to what it can be used for, which is that you all, since you have the ability, are able to see the AR that would normally be hidden because it is either offline or is set to private. We've already sort of established that you can do that through play by seeing things like the apps that controlled the infrastructure in the Society for Wider Understanding and the AR Rolodex that was being used by the secretary in the same building. Those would have been offline, or those both would have been private of different natures. So I just wanted to make explicit what we've sort of already established and has always been my intention with that ability. But I wanted to give y'all a heads up so you can perhaps think more in that direction for that, using that ability as well.
Oh, nice. Thank you.
Yeah.
Good shit.
So you can absolutely see the incoming message and deflect. And do it very skillfully, clearly, with the 0 stress gained.
Yeah.
Pitchfork, I believe you're sitting next to Castle Kim in the limo.
Whew.
And they say, this conversation that they have with you is very quiet. No one else in the limo can hear it. And they say quietly to you, I've noticed you've been having some conversations with, shall we say, agents who are outside of the off-world factions. Should I be concerned about that?
Not at all. They're just old friends, and I'm staying in touch.
Let's see. You wouldn't be perhaps preparing to leave the employ of the church, are you?
I don't know what would make you think that.
Well, some of the recent activities of the Cenotaph have been questionable.
I'm not really a decision-making sort.
Everyone makes decisions, Ms. Tuesday. Everyone. Perhaps we cut from there. Is Keiko sort of unsure what to say to that?
Yeah.
Okay. We go back to the pallbearers, and Arrow Slide Tower sends you an IM.
Okay.
And it says, well, I say Arrow Slide, but of course he's sending it through his proxy to... Does Tower have a proxy?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Fair. Not everyone does, and being on the lam would be a good reason to ditch your proxy if you did have
Yeah.
it. Yeah, so I guess it just goes, like... I think it goes to the Cenotaph, and then Scratch forwards it to you. And the message says... Yeah, I don't think it's read. I don't think it's... Or would it be... Yeah, it's his proxy, so it is vocal. Just gotta find the voice. I hope that all of you have prepared for the honor guard. You haven't had any problems with your RVs, have you?
Not that I'm aware of.
Are you sending that back?
Yeah.
Oh, excellent.
I totally don't have proxies in the shell. What are you talking about? Which I never fixed. That's from our fucking first mission, and I never fixed it.
I didn't
Yes.
know we needed the obvious.
I have one more.
Right,
I
right.
have one more tick on the project clock to fix it.
I don't have any money. No.
And then you get another message shortly after that that says, my fellow kin have certainly appreciated ensuring that your RVs were in excellent shape for the honor guard procession.
I don't know how to respond to that.
Fuck off.
Yeah. I don't want to like.
Wait,
This is where you plant the burner phone on your
Yeah.
arrow slide.
are they referring? Wait, what are they referring to?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm lost.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Are they
some-
insinuating something or?
Well, yes, he is definitely insinuating something. But also something. So, I am going to just give this to y'all. You would be prepared for this honor guard bit, which is basically just as pallbearers, you need to have your obbies walk alongside you once you reach the main promenade as the honor guard for Saint Gertrude.
Sorry.
Which means that you'll have to decide how you want to handle that. If y'all had cohorts, you could have someone in the cockpit on your behalf. Otherwise, you're going to need remote vehicle control and either have given that to... Or we could also flashback and have the limo drop Pitchfork and Demon off at your obbies to get in them.
Oh, that would be nice. I was also thinking I might take. I can't remember if I took a downtime action last session. But I was thinking I could either take one or spend a cash to take one to get that final repair tick. Because, you know, it's a bad look to have pop-up ads going while you're at a funeral.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I can't remember if... Because I think what I did last time was I was assisting with something, but I don't think I actually took my own downtime action.
Okay, well you can just take it.
Does anyone remember if I did or not?
Your stress is certainly not at a point where you would have taken a downtime action.
No. Okay. Is that spend a material and roll?
To repair, yes.
Okay. And what am I rolling there? I'm sorry.
Engineer or modify.
I have nothing in either of those. Okay.
It's a good thing you only need the one tick then.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, in that case you don't even need to roll. Since
Oh,
you
okay,
only need
yeah.
the one tick and you don't have any other damage, correct?
No.
Yeah. So that'll just get removed and we don't have to worry about keeping track of the clock for any future damage or any future repairs.
Okay.
So yeah. How did you get rid of those proxies?
think I think I conscripted Scratch to help me with it. And I think I just sort of got in there and like having them talk me through it. Just sort of like essentially shooing the proxies out of my hobby. Just like chasing them out with a broom, metaphorically speaking.
Yeah. They definitely show, like when you requested that you wanted their help removing like rampant proxies and apps from your Avi. They definitely showed up to help you in like a big game hunter outfit, but the outfit itself was like neon teal,
I love Scratch with all my heart.
and they had like they were just like standing around with like a long double-barreled like shotgun over like their forearm with the breech open while just talking to you. Just going fully for the costume. Yep.
Okay.
Scratch is a ray of light. It's
Oh.
just a dark, dark, dark place.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
for that honor guard, are the two of you going to declare remote vehicle controls to manage the Magpie and the Mantis while you're also carrying the coffin, or are you going to ask Pitchfork and Demon to get in?
I mean, I think I would ask Pitchfork. Just, I mean, one, you know, Demon is an adventure right now, and also, I don't know. I don't want to. I'm at light load. I have two things ticked. I do not want to mark a remote thing because otherwise I'm just not going to have any weapons when I need them.
Well,
So.
remember that y'all have the profiteers rigging.
I thought that was just for personal load.
Yeah, it's for pilot load.
I know, but wouldn't I have to install something in vehicle gear to...
No, remote vehicle control is just pilot load.
Oh, okay. I assumed it was something... Then, yeah, I'm just going to tick that off on my own. 'Cause I assumed it was something I had to, like, have installed on vehicle gear for it to work out.
No.
Okay. Sorry.
No need to apologize. Pitchfork, the request is being rescinded, apparently.
Sorry.
And Spade?
Not that I don't...
So is the full cenotaph? Are all of our obbies there, or is it just?
It's just
Mine-
the pallbearers' Avies. So Tusers will be there, the Avies for the two cultists, and and Aeroslide's Avi as well.
So the right thing to do is to have one of my good friends pilot the Magpie. What I kind of want to do is put Gertrude in it.
That's what you should do.
So,
So-
I mean, I'll ask, but like, hey, do you want to pilot an Avi? Maybe get a better view of the funeral from up there, since Tuser's not taking our calls right now.
Have a dramatic reveal later on.
I'm not going to make you roll for that. I just got to think about what her response would be. She says, I'm unfamiliar with the model. However, I would be willing to assist in my funeral in this manner.
It's not too complex. I'm not gonna have you picking anything up or anything like that. I just need you to keep it forward and not run into anything, and you can get a good view of what's happening from there. But yeah,
All right. I can manage that.
cool. I'm not sure what it looks like to get Gertrude in the Magpie. If that's like, yeah, I don't know.
I mean, you're in Blessed Harbor, so the network is very strong here. It's not like you're in Hollenton or the Broken Bank. So you can basically just send, like, just email Gertrude to the Magpie, basically.
Cool.
See attached file.
So yeah, the symbol for Saint Gertrude, the book with the star, disappears from your cloak. And the magpie activates on its own.
This is a good idea.
It's certainly an idea.
I'm just gonna check, just for safekeeping. I'm gonna check remote vehicle control in case anything goes wrong.
Okay.
But yeah, I wanna. I feel tender towards Gertrude. I want her to have everything that she needs for her funeral, because that feels like a lot to take in for it, even for like a proxy. So.
No, I'm not saying you have to do this, but it would be really cool if you all got St. Gertrude's proxy as a cohort.
Amazing.
Oh.
I mean, if she's cool with it, if we manage to make one friend in this entire goddamn campaign, that will be so nice.
I'm your friend.
You made friends with Maria
Demon,
Houston.
you're terrifying.
Friends aren't really friends if they don't scare you.
You okay, Ray?
And
Yeah, you good?
murder people for you.
Oh my god.
Nah, Demon's had my back several times this mission. Like, we're good. We're
Don't
chill.
do this.
So,
I'm sorry.
the six of you reach the main promenade after walking down the side street from the library. The side street was lined with many members of the March of Saints and various worshippers from throughout the lands of the faithful, and also probably some beyond the region of Izya, as it's not every day that there's a state funeral for a saint. Then you reach the promenade, and it is a massive affair. Have any of you been to Blessed Harbor before?
No, not
I
me.
think I probably have. Not in a while, though.
Okay.
I probably was, in the academy.
Spade?
I don't have any idea.
Should
I
that
could-
be a no then, or?
I straight up, I'm just gonna roll for it really quick. If it's above 3, then yes.
Okay.
I know this is like just flavor and it doesn't matter at all, but no, absolutely not. What's a what?
Okay.
What's a what?
Where am I?
So, the main promenade is a massive thoroughfare that runs through the center of Blessed Harbor from the main gates right to the central cathedral. It splits and goes around the cathedral and continues on to the main harbor. As you walk out into it, it's not unlike walking into an empty town square. It is so wide. You can tell that 5 Avis abreast could walk down this thoroughfare, and it would still leave room for the 6 deep crowds that line either side of it. Between the open expanse of the marble, or at least marble in appearance, roadway and your procession in the crowds is a line of security personnel of the church. Actually, considering the amount of people, I think that it's actually not just church personnel providing security here. Strangely, I think that the church has also hired on 2 mercenary squads to assist with this. The first is Calazar Strategic Deployment, who are a corporatocracy squad, and they are kind of like what if the most PMC had a run of bad luck and all of their gear was like had ad hoc repairs? They are like Blackwater down on their luck kind of thing. And then the other mercenary group that is present is the Cirque du Soldat,
Okay.
who are here, and they're also providing security. They are, I think, because Tower, you spent some time with the Cirque, that you know that the personnel here are what are known as, the circus is sort of split into, like, kind of two groups. There's the core members who typically get the better jobs, and then there's this sort of lower group who are kind of like seasonal mercenaries, and they're known as Rousties. And so it's a bunch of the Rousties, and so they are wearing a like very low-key like Harlequin pattern uniform, but it's done up in like urban camo colors. So
Do I recognize anyone?
I don't think that you're close enough, because remember, this promenade is massive and there's also a lot of them. So I think Calazar has like one side of the promenade, and the circus has the other side, and along with, of course, myriad security forces who are also providing a barrier between the crowds and the promenade.
Okay.
Weird hires.
Hmm?
Weird hires. Like,
Yeah.
are they, like, I mean, one of them sounds like they are cheap and that's their main selling point, and the other is a circus? Weird.
Yeah.
So, to be clear, both of them are fairly well-regarded mercenary companies. But also, like, Calazar isn't cheap, but they are desperate.
Right.
Yeah, they are, like, they're off-world mercenaries, and they're looking to get off-world once again, so they're sort of, like, taking whatever jobs they can for the cash.
Okay.
And then the circus are independent, so they will take jobs from anyone so long as they like the idea of the job.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, also they do circus performances.
Yeah.
But not right now. Yeah, so they're
Potentially
providing,
later.
they're providing security. And as you walk out into the promenade, your Avis are waiting nearby. They're in the same position as you are in the procession of the honor guard. So ahead of the Mantis, Tower's Avi is an arquebusier that's been modified for construction, presumably Arrow Slide's personal Avi. Ahead of that, and at the very front of the procession, are two Avis that we haven't seen on screen yet, because they are the church's heavy class combat Avis, which presumably belong to the two cultists at the front, and they're called Knights. They are sort of like strangely proportioned. They have kind of like thin legs, but extremely heavy set upper bodies that are heavily armored, have massive like mobility jets on their backs, and carry like a massive two-hander sword. And so they are standing with each of them, their swords rested over their shoulders. And of course there's the magpie, and in front of the magpie is two sirs, Avi, which I don't think it's the same thing as was that she had when she was with the Ivy. It's almost in some ways like less of, it's almost in some ways less of an Avi and more of like a mobile weapons platform. It like like Bert. It has the 4 legs in sort of a spider configuration, but it's almost just like all one big gun. Basically, it's like a howitzer on legs, pretty much. But it also, where its like sort of shoulders would be, it's got basically a flight deck. It's a very strange looking Avi. And its head would sort of like resemble the conning tower on like an aircraft carrier. It has arms, but they are like on the thin side and are clearly more of just for like picking stuff up and not actually for combat.
Skipping arm day.
Yes, very much skipping arm day. A lot of work on the chest, though.
My girl has a lot of heavy weaponry. Call her a sniper rifle.
No!
You're fired.
We're not to.
Kill me. Oh no.
Yep.
Damn it.
Okay.
Cursed. Bad post OP.
And so the knights in the front start walking, and as they do so, you can see that they are partially supported by their mobility systems, as they are just taking like very light steps. It's almost like, you know how often fairies are animated in like sort of barely touching the ground on tiptoes? That's how these night Avis move. Like just barely setting down and mostly floating through their advanced mobility systems.
Like walking in a swimming pool.
Yeah, kind of. I think that's a very good metaphor. Thank you. Demon, from your time in the academy, you know that when they want to, these things just fly in spite of their heavy weight.
Oh.
Like, not literally fly. Like, they are not flight capable, but they move fast when they need to. Yeah, and then the the howitzer on legs and the arquebusier start up behind them, moving along. It's unclear how any of these 4 Avis are being piloted. And then it is your turn for your Avis to move.
Does Tusser's Avi have a name?
It does, of course. Would Spade know it?
I would say yes, because it's good to know when I see that emblazoned on a port to turn around and go to a different port.
Fair. It's called the Hell Brought Forth.
Yeah, all right. Okay, good. Continue. I wanted to know.
So, Tower and Spade.
Yeet.
Yeah. So, you two run into an issue, which is that, as I mentioned, well, as Arrow Slide mentioned, his people, being the infrastructure people for the Myriad, went over the Honor Guard's Avis.
Sorry, what? Went over?
Yes, as in had a look at them, made sure that they were in good working order for the Honor Guard's procession.
I see.
Yep.
And Tower, you try and connect with your remote vehicle control. And how are you doing this, by the way? What does this look like as you're trying to do this while carrying a casket?
I think I've got like a glove on that's got like a little, like all of the fingers are programmed to like different directions, and I have to touch each finger to thumb to make it move in different ways or something like that.
Okay, you've got your Nintendo Power Glove.
Yes, I've got a Nintendo Power Glove. I'm too young to know what that is, but you know. Sorry.
So, did you have one, Sean?
No comment.
Okay.
No, I legitimately don't know what a Nintendo Power Glove is.
It was a very bad accessory that Nintendo put out for the NES.
Okay.
But anyways,
I'm sorry, I've disappointed you.
you have not disappointed us. So yeah, what's your heads-up display like, or how are you getting the information feedback from the Mantis?
I've got a veil on.
You've got a veil, an AR veil, very cool.
Because, I mean, you know, I gotta hide my face, and I've got sort of,
Okay.
you know, it's a veil, and it's sort of projecting onto the back of it, just sort of translucently. Translucently? That's not a word, but
no,
you know what
is. Translucently is a word.
Okay. Doesn't feel like a word.
That I have to say that is a very rad idea. I am 100% here for that, for an AR veil. Yeah,
But
but you get access denied.
fucking shit. Go fuck yourself. No.
And I'm going to make a fortune roll for Saint Gertrude's proxy to see how that goes. Luckily for you, the proxy's tier 2. And that's a 6. So Spade, you get a message from Gertrude. Does Spade have a proxy?
No.
Okay. I know Demon does. That's the only one we've seen on screen. So Spade, you get a direct message then. How are you receiving information at this time?
For crows? Jesus Christ.
So dramatic. I love them.
Probably the inside of my mask.
Yep. Okay.
That and just audio and whatnot.
So you get a... yeah, Gertrude would just calm you then. So Gertrude calms you and says, there seemed to be some kind of lockout on your AV. It wasn't very good, and since you sent me here, I've assumed that it was not intentional. So I just bypassed it. I hope that's all right.
Gertrude, you know this already, but you are a true saint. That was the right thing to do. Thank you. If you find any other fingerprints along those same lines, feel free to erase them.
All right. Did you say erase them?
Don't erase
No,
them. Keep
I did
track.
not say erase them. I said quarantine them. Please.
I see. All right. I'll quarantine the lockout program.
Make record of.
Yeah.
So
Track down who created.
she just forwards you the quarantine information, so you might want to put down on your notes for the Magpie that it has a quarantine Wrights of the Ascent lockout app inside of it.
I wanted to ask, sorry.
Yep.
With my Avi, is it telling me why it's being locked out? Because if I know it's the Rights of the Ascent, or I have reasonable evidence to assume it is, I want to record that.
No, all it just says is access denied. That's all it says. It's like it says, are you sure you correctly input your username and password?
Like, the person, the shitty person, I can't remember their name.
Arrow slide in front of you.
Arrowslide, like, called me earlier, right? Or, like, DM'd me.
Yeah.
Okay, can I, like, star 69 them and just, like, what the fuck are you doing? The fuck did you guys do? I'm not a subtle person.
Arrow slid into those DMs. God damn it, Sean.
If you didn't, I would have had to. Thank you for jumping on that landmine.
You're welcome.
Bad! Also, Hadrian, I don't appreciate this.
So yes, you get back. My people, they just made sure that your Avi was in perfect working order. If you're having trouble controlling it, that's not on our shoulders. You should have been prepared to remotely handle yourself.
You know what you can remotely handle?
Good.
Did you send that to him?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I make back choices.
I have to make a fortune roll for the Wrights now.
Oh my god.
4. How
like
petty is Arrow Slide?
100%.
Yeah, that's true. He is very petty. Okay. So Arrow Slide got a mixed success on forwarding the the rude remark that Tower sent to someone who would care, but it has also shown the bishop just how, like, in the mud the Wrights are, and so they eat one tick on the excommunicate the Wrights clock so that they can add one tick to the humiliate the cenotaph clock.
Oh my god.
God, I'm sorry.
We fucking deserve each other.
Yeah.
The opportunity was right there.
It would be mwah, chef's kiss if the two of you excommunicated each other at with the exact same role.
Oh God, the night is young.
But anyways, so what happens is the mantis starts floating forward behind the hell brought forth, but the mantis doesn't move.
Please help.
Okay, let's cut over to the limo then.
Oh my god.
So, Pitchfork and Demon. You're in the limo. It's slowly making its way through the side streets, and even here there are crowds, and you can see there's a TV screen inside. No, would it be a TV screen? No, it would be an AR screen visible in the limo showing the procession, and the two of you watch as the mantis is not not keeping pace with the other members of the honor guard. No one's noticed yet because all these VIPs are politicking with each other in the limo. But sooner or later, someone's going to notice, especially if this persists. What are the two of you doing?
Please help. Please help.
I don't know.
We could get Scratch to pilot it.
That's probably the best idea.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
doesn't entail like jumping out of the limo, then running out and jumping in the.
Yeah, I think I'm going to contact Scratch, which is terrible for me to do.
Okay. Alright. So what do you say?
Scratch, I need a favor.
Hey there, demon. What do you needing to request?
I think, how am I communicating? I guess I'm communicating via throat mic as well, or...
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay. I suspect that something is going on with Towers RV. I would like you to check it out if you could.
I see. I'm under strict orders not to mess with the procession from the bishop. I mean,
You could make the argument that the
could.
You're not messing with it, you're just helping it go smoothly.
Do this, and I will put in a great word for you.
Okay.
Don't do this, and I will ensure that you are changing traffic lights in this city.
Right.
Okay.
You don't have to be that awful, you know.
Oh,
You can just be nice.
So, demon, it sounds like you're planning on making a command roll.
It does sound like I'm doing that thing.
And Pitchfork, are you assisting?
Yeah, I sure am.
Okay, so this is controlled. And what's the effect? Yeah, this is limited because you're not going against the Wrights with this. You're acting against Scratch.
Oh.
Well, you get two bonuses.
To be clear, though, Scratch will be rolling their tier to try and fix this issue.
Oh, is Scratch not our tier? Or
No. Remember that technically Scratch is your direct superior.
oh. Well, maybe this isn't a great idea.
Wait, what tier is Scratch then?
If Scratch goes through with this, you'll be able to tell by the fortune roll that I make.
No.
I'm willing to bet on that.
Okay, cool. So I'm lonely, so I have less effect, but so I have no effects, but I'm going to take increased effect from Pitchfork's assistance, and then I'll take an extra die.
How much assistance are you providing, Pitchfork? How many stress?
2.
Okay, so die and extra effect. So take that limited effect and the extra die command. So this will be controlled limited.
Okay. Does having my face boiled do anything bad for this?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Scratch, like, in spite of Scratch's aesthetic obsessions, Scratch
sees my inner beauty. It's fine.
yeah, basically, Scratch doesn't care about like your face being covered in coffee blisters.
That makes them sound bad, like worse.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like
Ooh.
it's like actually now I'm terrified of myself. Risky?
No, controlled.
Oh, controlled. Nice.
Yes. Pitchfork and spade are at risky.
2 dice.
Oh.
That's a 6. So,
I mean, what the fuck, demon? But also, yay.
Yes.
so Scratch says, sheesh. Okay, alright, I'll have a look at it, see what I can do. There's no need to threaten me.
Sorry, I'm having a bad day.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Alright. And then they're off. And I will make a fortune roll for Scratch.
Oh, God.
Using
Oh, God.
Scratch's tier.
Oh no.
Y'all ready?
What's? Yeah.
Oh, I swear to God. Holy
Jesus
shit!
Christ.
What the
Jesus.
fuck?
Scratch is a tier for AI.
Holy shit!
So,
Scratch is so powerful.
yeah, that's a 6.
Oh no. I mean, that's good.
Yes,
I'm
Scratch
I-
is not a proxy.
I'm intimidated and a little bit attracted.
How are you doing?
No.
I
No
think
critical
this,
here.
this won't have any mechanical effect, but next time you log into your proxy demon, it's wearing a clown outfit.
Of course, of course.
Just because you were being a little shit.
Yeah. So the mantis, like, starts up and takes a step forward and then another step. And I don't think that anyone who A, isn't familiar with that particular model, and B, well, no, Tower would be included in A, of course. So only Tower can tell this, unless, Spade, you think you know Tower's model well?
I
Since
mean,
you're the
I did help
technician.
cover it in decals, so maybe.
Well, I meant more of like how it functions.
I'm a doctor, not an engineer.
Fair. Okay, so only Tower can tell, but the mantis is like moving smoother than it normally would and has like a bit of a jaunty spring in its step.
Oh my God.
I love Scratch.
It's not enough to be like, hey, something is wrong here, but also it's very clear that this is not normal. Tower, you get an AR note, like Scratch pops up in your AR feed on your veil and says, hey there, so after a bit of browbeating from Demon, I'm taking command of the Mantis, and I will be your pilot for this afternoon. So just buckle in and keep your food trays in the upright position, and everything will be A-okay.
I would die for you, Scratch.
Well, who knows? The day is long.
Oh my God.
And when the mantis starts up, you can hear in front of you Aeroslide grumbling. Something about hard to find good help these days. So,
What you deserve.
and I think we will take our break there.
Sure.
Yeah. So, everyone, we will be back in about 5 minutes after a short break. So, go and hit the concession stands, get yourself some popcorn and drink, because we've still got most of a funeral ahead, and we will be back in a bit.